Sairam, my dear children. In the previous session, we discussed physiography of India. Today, we are moving to see another lesson. Before we come to know the heading of the lesson, I'll ask a simple question. When did India attain freedom? Answer loudly. On 15th August 1947. Yes, your answer is correct. What are the challenges we had to face after independence? One thing. Or what are the problems we had to face after independence? What are the problems we have to face after independence? That means the problems of India. You know that there are so many problems still haunting us. Let us see which are the problems of India. There, corruption, unemployment, terrorism, status of women, then untouchability. These are all the problems still haunting us. Now, we are going to see the problems of India and their solution. The problems of India. Problems of India and their solutions. And their solutions. What are the solutions? Let us see through this lesson. Solutions. Okay, I already mentioned the challenges of India, the problems of India are many. You know, India had struggled hard to get freedom. Soon after independence, we had to face several challenges. One is the unification of India, bringing all the 562 princely states to Indian Union. That was one of the challenges. Then we had to face numerous external and internal problems since 1947. These problems to be managed through efficient administration. See, still we have problems. But how we can overcome from that? Through efficient administration. The support of citizens is needed to tackle out this. The support of the citizen is needed for our democratic governments at the center, state and local levels. Already I mentioned, these problems have to be managed, have to be tackled through efficient administration. What are the problems faced by our country? Now let us see. See, it is our duty and we need to know and also find some solutions to them. Most of them are human made and national emergency. Hence, then the need is to find reasonable and human solutions. The solution is to find through good administration, social reformation, efficient judiciary. That means fast and efficient judiciary. We can find not by violent method. To solve all these problems, we should not follow the method of violence. While through violence we can see the blood only. It is very difficult to find the solution. But through good administration, through social reformation, through efficient and fast judiciary, we can find the solution for our challenges. And now let us see one of the problems of India. Already I mentioned unemployment. Unemployment is one of the problems of India are unemployment, corruption, then regionalism, then status of women, then discrimination, yes. Then there are so many other economic ill practices. That is also problems of India. Tax evasion, these are other. And today we are going to see one of the problems, unemployment. See, today most of the families are facing this problem, unemployment problem. During the corona period, during this COVID time, most of the people lost their job and facing unemployment problem. This is common in India now due to COVID. That means what unemployment means? Unemployment is a situation where a person does not find a work in accordance to his capacity or qualification. Unemployment is a situation where a person does not find work in accordance to his capacity or qualification. Suppose if a person does engineering, if he finds job in engineering sector, that is not unemployment. If a person does his engineering and could not find the job and now he is sweeping or doing cooking job, this is the situation. This situation is called unemployment. Unemployment means a situation where a person does not find job. India has huge population and unemployment is a big challenge. See, today due to huge population, we cannot find good job. Usually the population and improved technology are considered as the two reasons for unemployment. Which are the reasons for unemployment? First one is huge population or overpopulation. Second one is technological changes. The improved technology are the problem. Improved technology. Usually the population and improved technology considered as the two reasons for unemployment. Apart from these two, shortage of natural resource. Shortage of natural resource. Over dependency of agriculture. Ruined cottage industries. Today you know that the number of cottage industries were ruined. A number of cottage industries have been destroyed. Destroyed means due to the competition from huge industries, big industries, that means large scale industries and MNCs. You know that if you go 30 or 40 years back, there were so many small scale industries and cottage industries were there. But due to the cutthroat competition from multinational corporations and large scale industries, they could not survive. And lack of skill based education. Unemployment has become a huge problem. See, now once again let us see the reasons for population, overpopulation, improved technology, shortage of national resource. Third one is over dependency on agriculture. Over dependency on agriculture is also one of the. See, today land has not increased, but the population has been increased. Those population depending on agriculture. Then ruined cottage industries and ruined cottage industries and lack of skill are the major reasons for unemployment. According to Census 2001, so 2011, the poverty rate is 21.9%. According to Census 2011, the poverty rate is 21.9%. This indicates the growing problem of unemployment in India. In order to solve the poverty related issues, both central and state government have been taken various measures. What are the measures they have taken? Steps have been taken to improve the skill level of job seekers. Today, so many people are there. They are interested in finding the work, but they don't have any skill. Skill is also very important. Recently, government has introduced Skill India to improve the skill. That is also one of the plan to envisage the youngsters to find the job. What? Skill India. Then employment here, providing loans and subsidies to enable people to engage in self-employment. Today, Mudra plan and Jawaharlal Rozgar Yojana, there are so many programs have been introduced to encourage self-employment. In reality, handicrafts and products created out of self-employment are unable to compete with the goods created by globalized economy in this further. This has further means here, for example, let's take the example of incense sticks, agarbatti. Once Mysore was known for incense sticks. Today, multinational companies are producing the same incense sticks. So, these cottage industries are not able to compete with these multinational companies. For example, chikki, kadle mithai, chikki. Now, huge companies are producing that. Large scale industries come into that industry. So, these cottage industries are not able to compete with them. Then snacks, homemade snacks, that conventional snacks of India are shifted to large scale industries. It means these small scale industries, cottage industries could not find the market due to the cutthroat competition from the bigger industries or large scale industry. Hence, the solution is to inculcate world class skill to our people so that they can compete with globalized production. If you want to compete with a global company, we should have, that means we should be inculcated with global standard skill. ಆವಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ನಿರುದ್ಯೋಗದ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಯನ್ನು ನೀಗಬಹುದು. Then only we can find solution for this unemployment. Apart from this, every citizen of this country should be encouraged to indulge in one or another employment by providing job oriented course to all. This is another strategy. See, if we think on that, we can wipe out unemployment. Once again, let us see today's question. First question, what do you mean by unemployment? What are the reasons for unemployment? Mention any three measures which central and state government have taken to remove unemployment problem, to solve unemployment problem. Now, another important challenge or problem of India, that is corruption. Corruption is another social evil in the public life or in the public arena that we can call Bhrashtachara. You know that it is spreading like cancer. Now the corruption has spread all the strata of the society. We can see it everywhere. Sometimes we feel that corruption is accepted in this country. Sometimes we feel like that due to generalization of corruption. If you go some offices, Even some innocent people take the bribe, take corruption. We feel that they are innocent, but they earn through these illicit means. That is corruption. Here now the corruption has spread like cancer. Corruption means offering bribe, following any other illegal means to achieve some illegal benefits. But here they have mentioned illegal benefits. Sometimes we have to get some office work, we have to pay. We have to pay illegally. See, this tendency is still prevailing in this country because lack of moral. ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಬಂದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸಾರ್ ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಸಾರ್, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಸಾರ್ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಮೆಲ್ಲಕ್ಕೆ ಲಂಚ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂಥವರು ಕೂಡ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ದ ಸಚ್ ಪೀಪಲ್. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಲಂಚ ಇಲ್ಲದಿದ್ದರೆ ಬದುಕಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಸಂಬಳ ನೋಡಿ ಕಮಿಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡವರಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರಿಂದ ಲಂಚ ಸಿಗೋದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ ಕಮಿಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ದೇ ಕಮಿಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಕಮಿಟೆಡ್ not on their salary. That they did commitment not on their salary. They did commitment on their bribery. ಹೇಗೆ ಮನೆ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕು, 1 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಮನೆ ಕಟ್ಟು, ಹೆಂಗೆ ತೀರಿಸೋದು? ಸಂಬಳ 25-30 ಸಾವಿರ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ತೀರಿಸೋದು? ಇನ್ನು 40 ಸಾವಿರ ಲಂಚ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಗೆ ತೀರಿಸೋದು. ಇದು this also can be defined as misuse of public authority for personal gains. Sweeping away all the procedures. See, it has become contagious disease in the public life. It has become contagious like pandemic. Now you can see this everywhere. Corruption influences negatively on both personal life as well as public life. It influences the economic, social, political life of country negatively. It also means immoral thing from political angle. Corruption of personal ethics. See, here corruption collapses the personal ethics and morality happens in the personal sphere. Here see, just when we lose the ethics, automatically we hug corruption. When we lose morality, automatically we hug corruption. This is the tendency. In the public sphere, bribery, nepotism, caste favorism and religious favorism, intentional slowdown of the work appears as various forms of corruption. For example, sometime to get some income certificate you have to pay money. Sometime they keep pending your they won't give nod for that. They'll keep for some days. That means red tapeism. ನಿಧಾನ ಮಾಡೋದು ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ನೀವು ನಾಳೆ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಆಚೆ ನಾಡಿದ್ದು ಬನ್ನಿ, ಈ ಥರ ಮಾಡೋದು. That means intentional slowdown of the work. This is then during the election time, all these evil practices simplified inroads into social life. Then you know that political corruption that leads to crime. Today you know that political corruption is common, seems to be common. It also provides motivation of corruption in public life, and it supports the misadministration. That means nourishes on the part of officials. Things like tax evasion, illegal hoarding, tax evasion, tax kodade irodu tappisodu, then illegal hoarding of goods, then smuggling, economic offences, cheating, violation of international exchange and employment cheating all find space in corruption. So to see a great India, to make India great, we should put full stop to the corruption. Otherwise, there is no future for India. If we follow the same corruption, there is no future for India. And it is impossible to root out corruption by either rejecting. ನೀವು ಬೇಡ ಅಂದರೆ ಸಾಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ ಇದು. How to root out that? ಬೇರಿಂದ ಕಿತ್ತಾಗಬೇಕು. It is impossible to root out completely, either by rejecting it in personal level or just going along with it. It can be rooted out only through strong public ethics and morality and personal commitment. ನನಗೆ ಬೇಡ, ನಾನು ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ. Many a times natural human tendency for selfishness, eagerness to fend or to tend personal emergencies and personal gain lead a person to engage in corruption. Then you know that what is the reason for spreading corruption in all spheres of our life? Lack of strict supervision. Then weak legal enforcement leads to corruption. Even today you know that Mehul Choksi, then Mallya, Nirav Modi, where are they? Nirav Modi he borrowed 12,000 crores from Punjab National Bank. ಸಣ್ಣ ಟೊಪ್ಪಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಸಣ್ಣ ಟೊಪ್ಪಿ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಅದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಟೊಪ್ಪಿ. ಹೇಗಾಯಿತು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ? ಯಾವ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟ? ಯಾವುದ? ಈಗ ಬಡವರ ಹತ್ರ ಆದರೆ ಚಿನ್ನ ತಂದಿಡಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಡ ಇಡಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಈ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ಗಳು. ಅದೇ ಮೆಹುಲ್ ಚೋಕ್ಸಿಗೆ ನೀರವ್ ಮೋದಿಗೆ 12,000 ಹೇಗೆ ಕೋಟಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ನೋಡಿ, ಇದು ಕರಪ್ಷನ್. ಅವನಿಂದ ತಿಂದರು, ಅವನಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು. 12,500 ಕೋಟಿ ಯಾರ್ದು? ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ಗಳದ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮನಿ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಕರಪ್ಷನ್ನಿಂದ ಒಂದು ದೇಶ ಹಾಳಾಗೋದು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ. ಇನ್ ಅನದರ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ಎಥಿಕಲ್ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್, good officers, politically aware and educated public can weed out means root out these corruption. Institutions like Lokpal, Lokayukta can bring down corruption drastically. Okay, now today's fourth question: what do you mean by corruption, and what is the role of Lokpal and Lokayukta? Dear children, today we discussed only 2 points, that is unemployment and corruption. I hope you understood my lesson, and go through the textbook as well as video, and let us try to make this country a great by weeding out corruption, by rooting out unemployment. Sai Ram.